Welcome to this look at a crazy yet brilliant new mod map on Farming Simulator 22 with me, MrSealyp. I am here on Close to Home. This is a new mod map out by OlaHaldor. 290.67 megabytes download. There are two required mods, both by OlaHaldor. One of them being the Sawmills pack, and the other being the Buildings of Norway. The Buildings of Norway is 233.53 megabyte download in its own right. So you're looking at 520, 530 megabyte download in total. This also says, one of the productions on here is the paper production. So it requires Platinum DLC. If you don't want to have Platinum DLC, you haven't got Platinum DLC, you just won't have the paper factory on here. This is one of the strangest, cleverest, most evocative, I don't know, maps ever. I mean, we had Frontier come out the other week, which is insane and one of the best maps, personally, I think, just amazing. This comes at it from a whole different way. Now it does say, when you read it, it said a map based on a real place found in multiple locations throughout the world. And you read that and you think, huh? It goes on to say about being a sandbox environment, and that OlaHaldor created this to test out stuff for map making, mod making, that kind of thing. Honestly, it boggles the mind. The map looks like this. Doesn't give much indication. On New Farmer, we start with plot 8 down here, which is the main farm area. Field prices, plot prices, they're okay, not too expensive. There's one plot we're going to need to buy. This middle section, there's kind of takes in the periphery as well, but this is a mountain right across the middle. I don't know if you can even tell from the pictures. And there's a railway that runs all the way around the outside, and we've got various different rent train points on there. So other than the required mods, if we go into build mode, I think the only thing on here was under production and factories. No, it wasn't factories, it was sell points. And that's that there, the farmer's market, is the only thing added in, other than if you've got Platinum Expansion and the two required mods from OlaHaldor. That's the only thing I could find in there. So we start here, and you look and you think, okay, something's wrong with the texturing, something's not quite right. When it says Sandbox, it truly is an actual sandbox. You are miniaturized into a world within a sandbox. That's one of those sit-on diggers for digging the sand with the levers and the seat. We've got sheds around and the side walls of the sandbox. You'll see as we go around. Honestly, when I say it's bonkers and brilliant. You know what it reminds me of? I don't know if you've read it. It's a book called The Carpet People by Terry Pratchett. And all the people live within this carpet. They don't know it's a carpet. It's the whole world they know. And as you're reading the story, there's all these things that get described. And you're trying to work out from the description what they are to you. In the real world, what would they be? And it's that thing. So this bit where we start is the bucket for the... Honestly, mountain in the middle. I'm going to head down here. We're going to go around. Most of it is fields, open grassland with trees. There's forestry. It's rocky. There are some contracts available. There are some fields. This is just supposed to be fun. This is honestly. Oh dear! It's been a week and a bit for strange and curious maps, but ones that make you smile. That you know, if you've ever played in a sandbox, within a sandbox, or you've played on your carpet with Britain's tractors and farm toys doing carpet farming, or you've played with toy soldiers or Matchbox cars or anything as a child, it just brings all of that back. So clever. The slot count on New Farmer is 951. The slot count on Farm Manager and Start from Scratch is 788. Difference being you don't start with any of the machinery or equipment. We'll see that when we get round to it on Farm Manager and Start from Scratch. The only thing you do start with is a chainsaw on Farm Manager and Start from Scratch. On all three game modes we also have a leased snowplow. That will be on all three. So if you should be in charge least cost, it's because it's leased. Biogas plant is here. Now the biogas plant is not a production chain. It's just a sell point. Because I bought the land and there's no trigger anywhere around here to buy the production, to buy it or manage it. As far as I can make out, it's just a sell point. Next to that we've got a fuel point. Again, it's not one you fill up. This is just you come here and you buy fuel. If we head down from here, now it does say for PC, he encourages the use of depth of field shader to enhance the miniature feeling. But I can't stop smiling. I can't stop laughing. It's so bizarre and bonkers. It's brilliant. It goes round that full circle, doesn't it? You know, where it's like crazy, 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 nuts, bonkers, genius, and then it swings back round again. It's that. So Paper Factory is just here if you wish to run that. Again, if you haven't got Platinum Expansion, or you don't want to install it, or you don't want to select it, you won't have the Paper Factory here. If we come round to this section, we've got a bale and pallet storage, 250. Sawmill, again, if you've got Platinum Expansion, that does the full everything, the full Monty. 150 grand, and that will do prefab walls, wood beams, long planks, the works. Then we come over here to a rent train point. Actually, I was going to check this section here. Yes, we can purchase it. So because it's a big open expanse, and also as the sun goes across, this then will come into light, and the stuff the other side won't. And you know, rent train point. So let's rent the train. It will be here soon. So bear with me while the train arrives. What I'm going to do actually while it's arriving, I'm going to just put some money in because I'm going to need to buy a plot of land in a little while. I was not expecting that to back up into the station. You know what, I'm just standing there waiting for the train to come, looking up thinking, another thing it reminds me of is Toy Story. Right, onto the train. Start the engine. We'll put the light on until we get around to the light. A few carriages. It's that model railway within the environment. It's... yeah. There's plenty of forestry. And there's enough ground that you can put other stuff in. You can create your own fields if you want to. So there are some fields to the south on the map. You come out into the light. And this is where... so as we're heading up here to the northwest corner, we've got an old Wellington boot, gun boot, however you want to refer to it, up in the corner. And again, I'm going back to carpet people, thinking, what would it be referred to? It's like Boot Hill or something, or would they even know it was a boot? That's the thing. I suppose if they're wearing boots, you'd look at it and think it's a giant, you know, I don't know, Giant's Boot Hill, or there'd be all sorts of stuff. And there's, honestly, when we get later on, there's another bit. When I got to it, I was like, that's genius. It's clever. You'll see. So we've got another rent train point coming up here. I think there's four or five around the map. So one here. Some nice open grass area. And this... oh dear. Now I know there'll be people out there that, you know, they won't... I say find it amusing. Not that it's amusing, but, you know, you die hard it has to be farming, it has to be serious all the time. Sometimes you've just got to step back and, I don't know, enjoy it. I've always said that, you know, that kind of thing of as we get older, we forget being a child. We forget that people think it's silly to behave like a child or act like a child or feel like a child again. I disagree. I think you need that every now and again. Put some perspective in your life, kind of thing, you know. That wow and awe and that, you know, that kind of, that's incredible. So we're going all the way around the mountain. You can see it's all very rocky. I'll slow it down in a second here. You can see the big old plastic spade from a bucket and spade. Let's slow right down here. So third rent train point. We rented the train at 1. And this is a transfer silo. So what I'll do, I'll hop out. And we'll send it on its way. So this is an NL1622 6000, so 6 million litre standard crop type transfer silo, so in and out, and then we've got the train, we can put it onto the train or off of the train from there. We've got another fuel point just here, and then we're going to head up into the plot where our main farm is that we start with on New Farmer. On Farm Management Start from scratch, you don't own the land. Once you own the land, the buildings and stuff are all still there. Now, as I said, 951 down to 788. What I then did was came on and I removed the buildings up here and the buildings at the second farm, which we'll get to later on. I got the slot count down to 695. You might be able to get it lower, but that's what I got it down to. The other thing is we have got in here, if we hop the fence, in this storage building here, we've got some of our vehicles and machinery and equipment. I don't think there's lighting in here. No. So we've got our bale wrapper, seeder, harvester with harvester header. We do start with some bales in here, some front loader gear. We do start with some bags of fertiliser and a fertiliser spreader. And if we come around the side here, we've got a trailer with some seed on it, plough and Velga trailer. We've got our Fendt tractor. Now if you get rid of these buildings and all the machinery and the equipment, if you don't start with it, what you do still have are the bales. The bales will still be here, but the seed and everything won't be. And then we come to... which door was it I opened? Oh no, it was up at the main farm, I think. Come around the back here, and this is a cow barn. 65 cows. Yeah, it wasn't that door. And then if we come up here and jump the fence, I'll come back to the tractor in just a moment. We've got a sleep trigger just here. And then over here we've got some more equipment and machinery. Our grasswork stuff, so baler, mowers, windrower. We open this up. So we've got the snow blower, front loader on the tractor there. That plough is leased. Workshop trigger just here. There's the light switch. There we go. Now what I was looking for... Now it could have just been the thumbnail picture that kind of threw me off a little bit. No, I don't think it is. I was looking for, same as you get on Elm Creek, where you've got the barn and you've got the little mini-map. I'd wondered whether there was a mini-map within the mini-map. Does that make sense? I think it was just the picture showing this that made me think it was. But anyway, so that's the main farm area with cows. I'm going to grab the tractor. I'm going to whiz down and show you something, and then we'll whiz back again, because this again was, it just made me smile. Big cheesy grin on my face. So we come out in the main farm area. So we've seen the spade sticking up out the ground, the plastic spade. Over here we've got the bucket for that, but what we've also got is the hose hanging over the fence with the nozzle on the end. And look, I don't know if you can see already when we get there, this is the source of the river on the map. How clever is that? It's such a funny, I don't know, look at that. What a brilliant idea. Oh dear. Awesome, right. We can head back up, follow the road round. So as you can see, a lot of grass work. There are some fields, I'll go back to the map again. So we started off around here. We walked down across into this section, got the train round. So as you can see, there are fields dotted around, grass fields. There's a few different ones, and there's a load down here as well. Like I say, I've had one contract pop up. There may be more that will come up for you. It depends the situation as you find it. So we're going to drive up and round and go to the next set of sell points. Up onto the road. Now the big fenced in area where I came across the field when I came from the rent train point, all this fencing can be removed because I went the wrong way initially. I was looking for a road and I went the wrong way and ended up the other side of this fence. So with the demolish button in build mode, it just allowed me to remove some fence sections. So this fence can be removed if you want to remove it. It is that strange thing, isn't it, that when as a child or even as an adult, I mean, model railway making and tabletop wargaming, all that stuff, I make loads of models and I've got loads of tabletop wargaming stuff and I've got model railway stuff and different gauges. I've got tiny little N gauge stuff and I want to make a diorama, and it's just having the time to do it all. But that thing of when you're playing or you're setting stuff up and you're imagining being in that environment, I guess that's the evolution of computer games, isn't it, and VR and all that kind of stuff, and that puts you in that position. And that's that clever thing of that macro view of zooming right in from standing up on the outside of the sandbox playing to being right in. As a kid, always thinking, I wonder what it'd be like to be at that level. This does that within the farming simulator environment. It's yeah, I don't know. It's getting really deep, man. It's messing with my head. No, there are no collectibles showing in the menu to be collected or anything like that, so as far as I can tell, as far as I'm aware, there are no collectibles. As we come around the sides here, we have got another fuel point, we've got an electricity point, we've got the animal dealer point just there, and then we've got the workshop trigger with vehicle store. This is also the reset point. There are no buildings here. It's been left open, I think, as well. You can just add in buildings and stuff if you want to. Create something with mods and stuff from there. The only mod that I said that had been put in other than the required mods was this. So this is the farmer's market, which takes pretty much everything. We'll swing down here. Here we come past the spinnery, which is located just there, and then the second farm, which is purchasable, which is just here. So we've come from the farm down to where the hose pipe was, come all the way back round there, followed this road all the way around, past those points there in the farmer's market, up there to spinnery. We are now at this point here. So plot 24, 188,570. We do that and that. Sleep trigger appears. We got a shed, 3-door garage just there, and then we've got a sheep pen there for 200 sheep. Again, these buildings can be removed. I couldn't get the shed to remove. Sleep trigger building went, and I got the sheep pen to go, but I couldn't get the shed to remove. We've gone pretty much all the way around the mountain without getting even close to it. You can still see the snow-capped mountain in the middle. So, continuing on our journey around the sandbox. It's funny because you often, when you get maps come out, and it will say this is a sandbox environment, and you go, okay. So when I read it, I was like, oh, okay, it's another one of those kind of, you know, ones that's going to be fairly flat, fairly open to interpretation. You can do what you want in it. Not for 1 second thinking. So when I started looking at the pictures, thinking, hang on a minute, that is an actual sandbox. So just tucked back up there, we take that little road back up there, we've got the dairy just through the trees there. And then this building I will buy. Turn in here. We've got another fuel point around the back of the building, but this is the grain mill. Now this grain mill is worth purchasing simply because it does pretty much all the productions. So if we come into here and click on that, 96 grand, and then do that, so we can do all our flours, including potato flour, oils, raisins and grape juice, sugar, cereal factory stuff, butter, cheese, butter and cheese. Oh, I mean that's still a fair amount of stuff, isn't it? Because we've got the dairy over there as well, we've got the spinner and all those kind of things. So it does a whole ton of stuff in here. In this grain mill, I said there's a fuel point just there, and then the last rent train point just here. If we go back to the map, train's coming back right now. So from there we took the road all the way across there. Dairy, we're sat at this point here now. Train's going to meet us, and we actually got on the train there when we walked down from there. And that's the map in all its glory. That's Close to Home by OlaHaldor. As I said at the start, I mean, it depends how you feel about it, but I just think, yeah, brilliant. Very, very clever. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, please give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. As always, thanks for watching.